The finished results of the unleavened bread, the recipes I did for you. One is with the asparagus, onions and garlic, and mushrooms with cheese, cheddar cheese, mozzarella, Parmesan cheese, any cheese you want, you can put on top of this one. If you want to put meat or vegetables, you can put meat and other vegetables. You can do it with this one, but I just use asparagus and onions and mushrooms. And this one is a little dessert. I add some little apricot jelly on top of it. I melted the apricot preserve and put on top of the ones that has the walnuts and the dry fruit. And this one is the one with the spinach, the cream cheese, and other cheeses with it. Now you can do any way you want to do your breads, because I gave you the best basic recipe, and that basic recipe can be doing anything that you desire to do with a recipe: meats, desserts, anything that you like to have on just a serving of bread like that. This is the unleavened bread, and unleavened bread represents sin out your life. And they will take all the leavening out of their house for 7 days, for the 7-day feast for the unleavened bread. The unleavened bread is out of Passover. After Passover, the unleavened bread feast starts. It's in 1 Corinthians 5 and 6. And I believe every Christian is supposed to do it, because that's what it was said in the Bible about the unleavened bread to celebrate after the Passover. But I'm not into religion with everyone. I'm just saying what I was told and what I believe. Okay, these are the breads of the unleavened bread, celebrating the unleavened bread feast. And this is Sandra. I want to tell you thank you for coming to my channel. And thank you so very much for all my subscribers. I love every last one of my subscribers. And thank you so very much. And try these unleavened breads. They are so beautiful. You can find a lot of recipes for unleavened bread at the Sounds of Trumpet. Blogspot.com has a lot of unleavened bread recipes. This is Sandra. I want to tell you happy eating. And look at those beautiful breads. And they're unleavened. And they are soft. The bread are soft. They are soft breads. And they has a very good taste when you put buttermilk and butter and egg into the plain flour and salt. Very tasty, very tasty. This is Sandra. I want to tell you happy eating. Hi, this is Sandra. I'm here again with another recipe, and this recipe is what I'm calling the unleavened bread, the feast of the unleavened bread. This week is the feast of unleavened bread, and most of the Christians and most of the Jews are not eating bread with leavening in it. So I'm doing some recipes with unleavened bread. So stay tuned and watch me do these breads, because they are delicious and they are really nutritious. Okay, what we're going to do is first show you what recipe goes into the unleavened bread. And what goes into the unleavened bread is mostly flour and water and salt. But I'm going to use buttermilk, flour and butter and egg in the unleavened bread. That's what I'm going to use for my unleavened bread. Now you can use any that you desire to put in your unleavened bread. You can do that. So what we're going to do is do our unleavened bread, and we're going to show you how to do the recipe. Now first you need 2 cups of flour, and I'm going to use some of this kosher salt. I got it in a little ball, and I'm going to do it just like this and add it to the flour. Ain't that amazing? Just like that. I'm going to add it to the flour, and I believe that is probably enough right there. Okay, I just like showing you something different, and that's what that is. Okay, what I'm going to do is put this together. This is 1 cup of flour, and then we're going to blend this together like this. 1 cup of flour, And we're going to put a stick of melted butter. The butter is not completely melted, but it is room temperature, and I melted a little bit. So we're going to put this in here just like that. Put the butter in there. Messy, messy me, y'all. Okay, we're going to do like that. Put that there. And we're going to blend this together with the salt. And then we're going to try to get all this incorporated, just like that. This all out the way, because I have so much stuff in the way. Move this out the way. Okay. And then we're going to add some buttermilk. Now, you know about me and my measurement. I have to feel my way when it comes to measuring milk. Okay, we're going to melt this together, just like that. We don't want it too wet, and we don't want it too dry. We want it just perfect. So what we're going to do is keep doing this, melting the butter into the flour, just like this. And then we're going to add the 1 beaten egg, just like that. 1 beaten egg. Make it a mess, y'all. Okay, we're going to add some more buttermilk. And I think that's enough right there. We have the salt, we have the buttermilk, and we have the egg. And what we're doing is just mixing this together with plain flour. Plain flour. Just plain. No rising in it at all. A little bit more buttermilk. You know, this is so awful that everything is on my hand like that. Look at it. Okay, so we're going to mix this together so you know what it looked like. Just like this. We're going to keep adding the buttermilk until we get the texture that we want. Add some more buttermilk. Just like that. Getting it all together. Just like this. Okay. And this is the way we want it. We want it just like this. Just like this. This is the way we want it. We want it just like that. Okay? And then we're going to keep on needling it just like this. I'm going to add a little flour. I'm going to roll it around just like that in the flour. And I'll be right back and show you how we're going to do this unleavened bread. We got buttermilk, egg, and we got flour, kosher salt, and butter. I'll be right back and show you how we do this. Alright, what I'm going to do now is show you the shapes and how it looks. Now what you do in order to get these shapes, you can pinch it off like this. You pinch it off, and then you put it in the flour. Now make sure you put salt in the flour because the flour don't have any salt. And then you roll it and you cut it the way you want it. You roll it and you cut it the way you pat it, the way you want it. That's what you usually do. So what I did, I made, now it depends on what you're going to fix. Now I made 2 sides. I did this round side and I did the long side because we're going to make a side for some vegetables. So what I usually do is put it in a pan just like this and let fry mine. I like to fry mine. And a lot of people bake theirs, but I like to fry mine. So I put mine in a fryer like this and let it fry just like that. And I'm going to turn it over and show you what kind of ingredients we're going to put in there. I'm going to move all this mess out the way because this is a mess, y'all. Flour is a mess and I'm a mess too. Okay, what we're going to do is let this fry just like this on low heat. We don't want it to over fry. We want it to make sure it's brown enough that you can put ingredients in. So what I'm going to put in this, we're going to use some cheese, and we're going to use asparagus and mushrooms and onions. This is what I'm going to put with this. We're going to make this with the onions, mushrooms, and asparagus. And while it's frying over, I'm going to show you how we're going to turn it over when it get brown on one side. Right now, I'm just letting it brown easy, not so fast, because you want them kind of golden brown. You don't want them to be too dark. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be right back and let you see what that looks like. Okay, now it's brown on one side, so what we're going to do is add the cheese on this side. We're going to add the cheese just like this on both of the unleavened bread. We got to cut down so it won't be getting too brown. I'm going to put two kinds of cheese. You know I love two kinds of cheese. Well, really three. So I'm going to put this on there like that. It'll get a chance to melt. And then I'm going to put the asparagus like that. Asparagus, that ought to be enough asparagus for both of them. A little bit more. Then we're going to put the onion. And we're going to put the mushrooms. A little bit more onion and mushrooms on that. A little bit more asparagus. And garlic. I got a garlic and asparagus on these. And onion. Like that. And a little bit more mushrooms. And then I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese on top of this. Y'all pardon my nails. I'm getting them done. I like to soak them off. Not soak them off, but just like to let them come off. Okay, this is how we're doing this. Just like this. And see if this is done brown on this side. Once it is brown on this side. And we're going to let that melt, and we're going to show you how this looks when you come back. Alright, on this one, we have brown sugar, and we made them small. On this we have brown sugar, and we're going to add some carrots. We're going to add some dry bananas, some papaya, dry pineapple, and dry mango, and dry cherries, and raisins. And we're going to add this on top, just like this. Add this on top so it can melt in that brown sugar, just like this. This is one of the fruit ones. And then we're going to add a little bit more brown sugar on top. These are walnuts. We got walnuts on this here. And that was kind of hot, y'all. Okay, and I shouldn't use my fingers so much. Okay, this is the next one right here. And we're going to let this melt, the brown sugar. And this is one of the unleavened bread ingredients that we can use. The walnuts and the nuts, the dry nuts and the dry fruits. That's one right there, okay? And we're going to do another one. Okay, on this one, we have cream cheese, cheddar cheese, and mozzarella, and Parmesan cheese. This is the one that we have left over. Now, you can put meats and anything that you want on your unleavened bread. But this one here has Parmesan cheese, has cheddar cheese, and cream cheese, and spinach. This is what we have with this. Now, you can add anything that you want on your unleavened bread like this, and you eat it like this. Now, this is what I give you 3 recipes of unleavened bread. I'm going to show you the end results of these unleavened bread. Now, this is for the feast unleavened bread this week. So I'm dedicating these unleavened bread recipes to those who are doing the unleavened bread feast. Okay, we'll be right back with you.